Okay, time for another video. This one I'm just going to comment on the grammar and vocabulary. I don't know if the case notes are copyrighted or not, but I'm not getting into that. That's for private lessons, not for public broadcast. So we'll just have a quick look at the grammar and the vocabulary. So let me make sure the changes are recorded. Okay. Now, first things first, we've got the DOB. I can count. So we don't need this. And Miss Marjorie Jackson, I know that she's a woman, so we don't need that. Whose signs and symptoms are consistent with depressive psychosis, and she needs, so why is there a comma here? Why is there a comma after and? And's a conjunction to join two clauses or phrases or words within a sentence. So why do we have some commas here? So the signs and symptoms are consistent with depressive psychosis and who requires urgent hospital admission. So get rid of that. Right. Okay, that's better. I would put something like regarding her social medical history or whatever. I say this all the time. In terms of cohesion, you need to use these introductory gambits or phrases. So something like regarding a social history, Miss Jackson has a past history of depression postnatally. Why is that an adverb? Why wouldn't you simply say postnatal depression? That's what we would do. We wouldn't use postnatally as an adverb. And a depression's a noun in any case, so we need an adjective or another noun to make it a compound. Okay. Fast history postnatal, and so now we've got a bit of tautology, a repetition here. So depression, do we need to say it twice? No, we probably don't. So what you can do, Miss Jackson has a past history of both postnatal and family depression, and that tidies that up. Get rid of all that crap. Okie doke. Put the period there. Okay. See, so there's no need to say postnatal depression and just family. Yeah, just you can group. You've got to get used to grouping like-minded information. Okay, both postnatal and family depression. Okay. Initially, Miss Jackson presented after. Now we need an article. The death of her sister 6 weeks earlier with sleep disturbance, weight loss, and depressed mood. So she wasn't feeling too happy. I would have put the death of the sister afterwards, because it seems like the death of her sister 6 weeks earlier, her sister died with sleep, a disturbance. That's kind of how it reads. You know, I know that's not what you meant, but you've got to watch it. So, initially, Miss Jackson presented with sleep disturbance, weight loss, and depression after the death of her sister 6 weeks earlier. So, if we take this, put it there, instead of depressed mood, because nobody uses that. Okay, yeah, you see, that is better now. So, Miss Jackson presented with sleep disturbance, weight loss, and depression after the death of her sister 6 weeks earlier. No abnormality was seen on examination, at times with reactive depression, and she was advised. So why is it I diagnosed, then it's passive, she was advised? Why not simply, and I diagnosed her with reactive depression and advised her to see, because social worker is countable, a local social worker for counselling. Okay. On 22nd, second, blah, 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 her relative stated, her relatives. Now, her relatives, what? Stated to whom? Stated to you? Relatives. Now, I can't remember exactly. I don't know if... Oops. Sorry, that's my phone. I don't know if the case note said she came in with her mother or with someone, but how this reads... Right, it seems like relatives. So it's like who? Who are these people? When did you see them? Did they come in with Miss Jackson? Presumably. Was it a mother who came in? You know what I mean? So it's not. We're not sure who was it? Who stated? Okay. So I believe it's like Miss Jackson presented with her mother, who reported that reporting is better than stating. Because, reporting is when you've got some information or news you want to convey, but stating it's simply a statement of fact, So I think reported is a better verb here, okay? And difficulty in engaging. Not engage, difficulty in engaging in normal activities. Put a comma or a semicolon because it's not quite related. Also, her weight decreased to 59.2 kilograms. Now that's only worth mentioning if you've told us what her previous weight was, because we've no idea. I mean, if her weight was 59.3 kilograms, then who cares? Yeah, so you've got to tell us what her weight was or how significant or dramatic the weight loss was, because otherwise it's kind of pointless, Okay, those commands and what? And to continue what? Who's continuing what? Therefore, doxmine was commenced what? You prescribed it. And what? And who was to continue? Who? So that sentence doesn't make a lot of sense. On review today, Miss Jackson's condition was deteriorated, had deteriorated, past perfect. She was brought in, and deteriorated, oh dear. Right, she was brought in by her family, refused to take medication, and they reported she has talked to herself. Well, everybody talks to themselves. I'm doing it now, but am I am I mad? Well, maybe so, but still, talk to herself implies once. I mean, everybody does it once. If you mean she's walking around constantly talking to herself, having a conversation with herself, then yes, you can mention that. But she has talked to herself. Everybody talks to themselves once, So, Anyway, so this these two sentences need a bit of alteration. Right. So, on view today, rejection condition had deteriorated. Okay, I would end that there. Put a full stop there. Okay. So, she was brought in by her family, who reported or stated, mentioned, who reported her refusal to take food and medication, and they also reported. Change it to mention because we've used reported once. She has been talking to herself because as I say, if you only do it once, that's everybody talks to themselves. But if she's doing it all day long, having a conversation and ignoring the people around her, then that could be a problem. for sure. So, changing these two sentences. On review today, Miss Jackson's condition had deteriorated. She was brought in by a family who reported her refusal to take food and medication. I also mentioned she has been talking to herself. Examination showed that she was mildly dehydrated and she had, past perfect again, lost a further 3 kilograms on review of the above history. On review of the above history, well, or simply in view of the above, that's a better phrase. I would be grateful if you could assess Miss Jackson for the diagnosis, don't need that comma, and if possible, set a management plan. Okay. So, few things here, mainly to do with word order. Sentence structure needs a bit of attention. So some of the sentences are not so clear. I'm not sure who's done what, when, how, with whom, or where. So that needs a bit of work. I would expand this letter. It's a little bit short on details. Who's done what, who said what, who, how, where, why, when, etc. So some things are not so clear. Some of the sentences, as you see, need a bit of reworking. Again, not so clear. So there's quite a few things here that I would have a look at. Okay, well, hope that helps. Bye for now.